Hi everybody, I'm out here with my good friend Lucy, Lucian de Contriano, and I just want you to know I am practicing social distancing. We're out here on 15 acres where Lucy lives. She's got a better zip code than I do. I thought today that I would maybe get you started on the next assignment, at least to have you be thinking about it. It's a call to action assignment, and what I want you to do is pick something that you want to convince someone to do. One idea right now would be to convince people to practice the CDC guidelines, for example. When I got out here, the first thing I did is I washed my hands with horse shampoo, which is very good. And I'm not within 6 feet of anyone. And it's really kind of like a 5-paragraph essay where you do a thesis and a little bit of an introduction. Your introduction could be a general thing. Everybody is really going stir crazy these days, and they're trying to get out. Lucy is bothering me for a carrot. Here, Lucy, give me a kiss. There you go. There's your carrot. And but the idea is that you still don't want to go and get infected or infect anyone else either, for that matter. So that would be your thesis. And then you're going to give 3 reasons or 3 examples of why to do that. And I would probably wrap it up on, some things that you can do instead of going out, play games, pet your pet, feed your feed your pet a carrot. Like, come on, Lucy, give me a kiss. Can see she misses me. I haven't been out here for a week, so she's a little stir crazy as well. The main thing in these call to action essays, it doesn't have to be the coronavirus. It can be anything. So if you're looking at maybe getting an internship at some point, if you're looking for a scholarship renewal, if you want to convince somebody to join a club, take part in a sport, try to keep it simple. Let's not do the big things like convince people to, I don't know, I don't want you to get into the idea of the big issues like abortion and death penalty and all that, because nobody can convince anyone or change anyone's mind at this point anyway. So what I would suggest is you pick something small, something close to home, something local. It doesn't require a whole lot of research to do this particular thing. If you were going to do the coronavirus, for example, all you have to do is go to the CDC website and just say according to the CDC. You don't even need to do a works cited for this. Really, you can do it informally. I want you to check out the Nothing But Nets article that I've posted for you, because it's a really good example of that. If you want to raise money for something as well, you can do that. Lucy wants to get into the action. Give me a kiss, Lucy. Give me a kiss. That's a good girl. There she is. She's trying to do a call to action for me to go back to the tack room and get more carrots, I think. So anyway, it can be cited informally. The 3 big parts of anything like this are credibility, which is probably the biggest one, I think, logic and emotion. So the credibility would be, if you're not practicing safe standards, you can't tell other people to do that, for example. If you want someone to donate to a cause, you have to demonstrate that you've donated to the cause as well. Because you can't ask people to do things that you won't do. So credibility is important. It's important to write about things that you know lots about. So if you're going to convince me to eat right, and it's pretty hard these days because I want to sit home with a bag of chips on the couch, honestly, you've got to have some credibility. And that's where you might say that according to the Surgeon General or according to a nutritionist, and again, you can cite it informally, but unless you have a nutrition degree, you can't really tell me how to eat. You got to back it up with something, okay? So that's the credibility. The logic is just, this is the smart thing to do. It's wise. It's a... You're trying to kiss the camera, the phone. It's a wise thing to do. It's a smart thing to do. And you use the logic behind it. Stephen King has put up an audio file of chapter 8 of The Stand that tells how viruses and diseases transmit. It's really enlightening. It's kind of scary as well, but the virus that he talks about in his book was 99.4% lethal. Fortunately, this coronavirus is not. But if you want to use some, some scientific evidence and that kind of thing, that would be great. If you look at the Nothing But Nets, he's used logic, he's used credibility, he's donated to the cause, and he's also named other people like Bill and Melinda Gates who have a lot of credibility. So that's where your logic comes in. And then finally, your emotion. Emotion is, I think, an important part of how we convince people to do things. So it might be, emotionally you get stir crazy and you want to go out and you want to party, you want to have fun, you want to go places. But tell me, I'm getting stir crazy myself. Like I said, this is the first time I've been out of the house in a week. And it's only because at some point I have to come out and make sure these horses are okay. The people here take care of them very well, but still, it's one of those things you want to come out and see. These horses get depressed too if they don't get to see their owners. So emotion about how it. Maybe I won't get sick, or maybe you feel like, well, I'm going to be okay, but do you really want to kill your grandma? Do you really want to kill someone else that might have a condition? One of the reasons I've been so careful is my wife does have fibromyalgia and some other conditions, and I certainly don't want to bring it home to her, so I've been extra careful. And that would be the emotional approach, the emotional appeal. It should be about 5 paragraphs. I've posted it all on YouLearn for you to take a look at. And if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to email me. I'm probably going to be out at the barn about once a week now. I did want to make sure I stayed home for 2 weeks from anything before I went anywhere, to make sure I sort of self-quarantined myself. But since I'm home, I'm checking my email probably way more than I should, because frankly I'm bored and there's not a whole lot else to do except pet the dog and read, and that's been my contact. I've also put up some discussion boards. Feel free to write on those. Those will count for credit. I'm going to start giving 10 points per discussion board if you post to it a couple of times, so that we'll have a grade for that as well. That'll take care of class participation and in-class writing. So thank you guys so much for being so patient with us. I'm not really good at this videotaping kind of thing. I have no idea if this is going to work, how it's going to work. I'm not even sure everybody's going to be able to have the computer software or the technology to be able to watch it. But at this point, it is what it is. So I figured I'd give this a try since I was out here and feeling like I needed to do something constructive. Again, email me anytime that you need to. If you have any ideas that you think might be good, or you're not sure if your idea is good, you can email me. But you can write about pretty much anything you want, as long as you're convincing something to actually do something, someone to do something for you. So in the end, your conclusion is going to be, please donate, $10 to the Red Cross, please, stay away 6 feet away from anybody, other than, I guess, your family. I guess if you're living with your family, there's not much choice. So that's the kind of thing I want you to do, okay? You guys stay well, be safe, and some of you, this may be, I don't know if this is anyone's last term that you're graduating, but I'm really glad that the university has allowed us to do this online stuff. As much as I dislike it, as much as I would rather be face-to-face with you, just really so grateful that we're able to finish out the term without anybody's graduation getting delayed. As the great poet George Harrison, formerly of the Beatles, that you may know, he once said, or one of his songs at least is titled, "All things must pass, all things must pass away," and so therefore this too will pass, the good as well as the bad. Stay positive, stay involved in the class, send me an email anytime you need to about anything, and hopefully I'll be seeing you guys back in September. And maybe you'll be taking one of my more fun classes like the lit class. I'll figure out what to do with the Shark Tank as we go along. By the way, I may have you just send me PowerPoints. I don't know if everyone is able to to actually send videotapes of things or not, and I don't want to penalize anyone. I'm also being very, very flexible on deadlines, because I know I've gotten emails from some students saying, you know, I stopped in, I managed to find some Wi-Fi, but I don't have any Wi-Fi. So I'm being really flexible on deadlines. I know you guys got displaced. A lot of things happened to you. Just do the best you can. Try to keep up as best you can so things don't pile up. But if you have any problems, just make sure you let me know that so I can try to help you. Okay, take care. There's Lucy. She's off looking into the distance. She'd say goodbye too, but she's looking at another horse. Okay, bye-bye, everybody. Stay well.